Make this thing pop up. Yo, welcome everybody. It's another episode 2 of the NFG Podcast Live. This is Jason King, your host. I'm with Dirt, and I'm with what's your name again?
Just a 358. We're gonna go with
No, your
358.
real name. You gotta put your real name out there.
Call me Sugar. Sugar.
All right,
Sugar.
Suge. So go follow us on Instagram. Go cash up and support. So this is the topic today.
Real bad, man.
Oh, I'm cracking.
Yeah. I don't know what that ain't me though. I don't think so.
Is the wind blowing?
No, because I took it off. That ain't me. I took it off the headphones. It ain't me.
Might be me.
I tried to be I tried to.
So
It went away now.
That sound better?
Huh?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
we good
I think
now.
it was I think it's the mic.
Yeah, you good
Oh
now.
yeah, that probably could be.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's probably the mic, but I got everything fixed. So what we talking about today is basically why we are accepting of a bi-weekly insult. If you don't understand bi-weekly insult, it's a check. Why we so accepting of a check? What's the problem with us? We in a different day and age, and everybody should be trying to be entrepreneurs. Basically, we should be trying to build our own businesses, taking that money that we make at that 9 to 5, and then we're gonna put it into our own business, be it online business, be it anything that we can possibly get in and started. So my biggest thing is why we so accepting of working for somebody that we know we putting everything we got into this, and we're gonna get paid the exact same thing, but every week. What is that about? So
Well,
I
let me chime in right there. Can I chime in right there?
Go ahead, take it in.
A lot of us come from public schools, and they don't teach you to think business ownership. They teach you to fit right into the system, get right in and work. So when they ask you what your profession gonna be when you, or what I'm saying, or what you want to do for work, and a lot of kids, they already come from homes where their parents is working all the time, and the only people they really see with some money are people that's doing it illegally, or the ones that's working, like the girls, they go be CNAs, because you get a lot of hours right there. You can get that overtime, you can get some money right there. Or the fellas, with the, I don't even know what all the fellas be doing. They go to the warehouse and be fork truck drivers or something, but you just thinking, you got to get this bread. You haven't been conditioned or even taught to think for yourself. You taught what to think.
Mm-hmm. So just like my biggest thing was, I always heard when I was young, you gotta have a job. You always gotta have a job. You always gotta have some kind of 9 to 5. You always gotta have some kind of money. You want to save up all your money and then buy you some land and do all this. But what the problem was with that, I couldn't. I don't like being controlled. I don't like being told what to do, and I don't know what it is about me that I just couldn't take it. Like everybody, it seemed like when you get in the job, you start off at the worst possible point. Which I've always been a manager when I started off at a job, but I always started off as the lowest manager. But the lowest manager always get treated the worst. But we still, like I said, I come in, I work hard, just get paid the same thing, regardless if I made any accolades, if I made the business better, if I helped people, I still got paid the same thing. So it used to make me mad because I would always see people of upper authority. They wouldn't teach me what I needed to know to take it to the next level, even though they knew that I was doing a good job. I felt like they thought that if I got to that position, they'd lose their job. They was threatened.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I'm 37
Mm-hmm.
years old. 37.
ooh,
I've had a job. I've had a job since 15.
same here.
22 years. 22 years. No job I've ever had has ever came close to touching the greatness that was within me. But I've always strived to look for the greatness within that job because that's all I was ever taught. That's all I was ever known.
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling so empty inside, like something ain't right. Like I would start entry level every time and I end up supervisor manager at every job I've had. Every single one. I have entry level, worked my way up because they couldn't hold me down. But then when I got to a certain point, it was like the people who was above me seen my energy, they saw my charisma, they saw how everybody like was that I managed. They saw how they
Mm-hmm.
rocked with me because I was a people's manager. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got you. It's bigger than work. They I could tell they always felt threatened, so they never let me in. They never gave me the nothing to propel to the next level. As opposed to my mentality is like I want to give out everything I know. I want you to succeed. I want people to be better than me. That makes my job easier. Like if I
Yeah.
can
Mm-hmm.
coach you up to be great, it's not going like brother being posted the perfect thing. He said like one reason I don't compete because what's yours I don't want and what's mine you can't have.
Fact.
Mm-hmm.
So if people just thought about it like that, then like it's enough for everybody. But so many people be so worried about what they gonna miss out on if this person get that. Like, no, like so yeah, man. I know what you mean because like to this day, like I'm gonna work for me. Like, I'm gonna have bosses because my customers are gonna be my boss. They gonna tell me what I need to do. But as far as like having a real boss, them days is done. Like them days are done. So it's funny because a lot of kids are taught to go to college, get good grades, and get a good job. Like that's what's embedded in their mind. College, get
Yeah.
good grades, get a good career job. It's not embedded to start entrepreneurship. It's not embedded to you get a lemonade stand at 6 years old, or you go sell candy, or you do something to start building yourself. Like I like what man, this digital real estate class is the bomb. So I'm plugging it right now. Take it, but I love what Dave said last night about his mom and his pops. He was like, "Why ask what you gonna be when you grow up? What do you want to be right now?" So that gives because if you put it in the kid's mind that they always gotta wait for something, that they always gotta wait to do this, I gotta wait to do that. They always gonna be waiting their whole life, and they're gonna be okay with waiting, as opposed to no. What do you want to be? What do you want to do right now? So then that gives you that sense of urgency. Like let's make it happen.
Yeah.
We
See,
wouldn't talk that.
but and you know another thing about working, it's like when you working, you always feel like, hey, this not the right place for me. No matter how I did in my job, I never got comfortable. I always like from every job that because I started off like just something like you when I was 13 14, they had a program for like in the summer for kids to work. I was a janitor. I
Mm.
was a janitor working at my middle school, getting paid $10 an hour, while everybody else I knew was outside, uh, just messing around. I was working. I was getting paid. So, but I didn't understand the value of money. And like, and I look at my like one thing Brother Ben had put in there was like, look at what's been passed down to you. Because my father
Hmm.
did the same thing. He just work. And he was like, but I was like, you could have started a business. You could have did this because I grew up in a little town, and we had a farm, so he did have his side hustles. Like so, with that farm, he'd take that the fruits of his labor and go sell it to the community. But I'm like, Dad, we got like 2 acres out here, 2 or 3 acres. You could quit doing this and just sell food and make a living off of it. But in his mind, he was so ingrained to just work, he couldn't stop himself until the job that he had stopped it for him because he was a sanitation worker. He picked up a barrel, his stomach bust open, almost lost his life.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm like 6, 7 years old. So he automatically was on disability for the rest of his life. So when my dad was 35, he that was it. He was with me from there on out. My mother, he was taught to not have his wife work. So my mom never worked ever, not one day. She just took care of me and my sister. So that's just how it was. So when I saw my sister get a job, she did the same thing. My sister's still working to this day. She works if pretty much for the FBI.
Mm,
The people that be in the vans, that's what my sister do. She in the
mm.
van, so doing all of that. Yeah, get paid. But
It's but that insult brings security
yes,
because you know for sure that they gonna give you just enough to keep you coming back. They
yeah,
not you never gonna make more than enough to free yourself. It's always gonna be enough to. And it's funny, like we go to work and you got these jobs and everybody else get their money before you do.
yeah,
Okay, I
Every
can't stand it.
your benefits, your taxes,
Oh
your
God.
dues for the union. Everybody, you
Hmm.
done did the work, but everybody else got their hands in your check before you see a dime.
yeah. So
Yeah.
But you did all the work.
and then I tell people that all the time. I'm like, why we working so hard to get treated worse than everybody else? Like when I was a manager, I always took in perspective to treat my people the right way. And no matter what would go
Mm-hmm.
on, if they were sick, if they were out of town, if they had anything like they was doing, if I called, they'd cancel that and come to work
Mm.
because the way that I was treating them. So I looked at it and I was like, well, why don't you start your own business? I used to tell this little girl that
Mm-hmm.
I work with. She was a little thin, little young white girl, but she was real pretty. And I would tell her all the time, I was like, why don't you model? You have these people coming up to this store all the time asking you to model. They telling you a salary. They're telling you, hey, you do this, I'll pay you $800 for some pictures. But I'm like, if they paying you $800 for maybe 6 or 7 pictures, just imagine if you get a contract with them and you start doing it, you'll be able to accumulate a system of wealth. But I think it's like when it goes into the school system, we go to school for 12 years. We get out, we're told to go to college for 4 years. Then after college, we go to get a master's. Now, I don't have anything, there's nothing wrong with going to school like that, but it seems as a trick because the system of debt comes right after you get into college. You're going to end up once you get out with $100,000 debt because they're not teaching you the right way to go to college. You should go to a junior or a junior college first, and transition into the other college so you don't have that much debt. But when I was in school, they had trades, they had welding, they had
But
architecture. What
yes.
what happened to that? It's that got
Um.
decimated. And I
Because that was a way for black people to make good money
yeah,
Yeah, it's
without going
gone.
to college. They had to anything.
So
It seemed like
it's
anything
funny
that
because I was
would
listening to
help
what you
us
said, man.
advance. They
Like
took that away.
all the stuff gone. Like if it's funny because I didn't. I just got a high school diploma. I tried to junior college and like I was working in school and I was like, I'm just gonna work, so I dropped out. But it's funny because like how you said about the debt that comes with college.
mm-hmm,
This country know what they're doing, and it's a setup. Because if I went to go get a business loan right out of high school, they would say hell no. But they'll let me get $200,000 to $400,000 worth of college debt. Think about that. They'll let me get all the college debt in the world out of high school, but they won't give you the money to go start you a business
that's
because you
true.
don't have credit.
And that's
Mm.
You
the
don't have uh. It's a setup, man. It's a setup. So now, I mean, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
yeah,
Well, um, that's it's good that we bringing this up right now because that is a discussion. This is a discussion that we actually need to be having with people who have school age kids right now, because with everything going on, do you really, first of all, we really didn't really have on our kids in this school system anyway, but what else choice do we have, you know? So we got to go and be at this job. But right now it's a good time because there are people forming online schools and stuff, and honestly this is the time to take our children out of these schools.
Yeah.
Because man.
Go ahead.
And you know, like honestly, like you said, those programs that you have, you know, because it used to be something that fast track people to nursing and welding and all that stuff, like you said. They don't have those tech programs anymore, and you don't really see a lot of that. I mean, if they have a career day, who Black going? You know what I'm saying? Who Black is going? The kids, you got to give the kids something to look for. They don't even know the range of things that they could be. Like who's making science sexy for them right now? You know what I'm saying? Who's making math sexy for them right now? So they could get into those things where they are inventing things, or like I see now that there's a push for tech. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get on the side camp and get that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't, you know, there's some people that offer you a little bit for free. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, it's just basically if your kid really going to be into it, invest in them so they can keep going. But yeah, we definitely need to come to the table, especially people that have school age kids, and figure out how we're going to get our kids out of these schools so we can lead them to think business minded and entrepreneur minded.
Now check this out. So I'm glad you brought it up about children. So my son, before we even got him into school, he was already able to read, write, and do math. So now my son just got to the 2nd grade, but he's already on a 5th grade level of education. So when he goes to school, they've been trying to put him up for like 2 years, and we just been neglecting because I'm like, hey, he's still a child. He doesn't need to go to be he don't need to be in 6 years old in the 4th grade, because the children are going to pick on him. Even though he is smart, he won't be able to relate to them because he's not their age. So we're trying to hold him back. Now, I don't think as we go, he's not going to be able to stay in that same grade age, because the more we teach him, the smarter he gets, because we homeschool him when he comes home from that school.
Which most parents should do.
But yeah, it's so hard because we should have it's a lot of people out there that have curriculums, but it's not a curriculum for the poor. So like I tell people right now, somewhere we're going to have to give to get, and giving is going to be free 99, because if we don't figure this out, we're going to end up at like just in a tremendous amount of trouble. They always say that by the year 2050, the Black wealth is going to be 0%. It's already 1%. What doesn't make sense to me, they also say the year 2032, the Caucasian race will be extinct. So what?
Who's gonna be here?
Who's gonna be here? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's the type of insanity that they put out in the news. I'm like, okay, if y'all gonna be extinct, then it's just gonna be the minority, as they say.
It's gonna be a whole bunch of mixed people.
And then I tell people all the time, like, listen, we have to give our children on a path that's more like streamlined. Hey, once you get of age to start doing this, we got a school for you to learn how to build mentally, physically, and emotionally, because we're not teaching our children how to be human beings at this time. They're just being drones. They're not learning how to build finance. We got another one coming in. What's up? Now see.
Hello.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about why we are so accepting of the biweekly insult that they call a paycheck. But see, this is a prime example. Hasim has, like me, I have a degree. Hasim has a doctorate, I do believe. So he's fully.
No, I got my master's.
You got your master's? I'm just trying to give you.
I got my master's.
I'm just trying to give you some props, but see, in the education industry, he has made it to the fullest capacity. But like we were talking about, it seems from 12 from K through 12, it's the repetitiveness of the same thing. And then once you get up into I would say uh, a higher status of college and stuff, they're not telling them to go from a junior college to to a uh to a 4-year college and then on to your master's. Because I think you did that. You went to a junior college first, didn't you, Haseen?
No, so I actually started off at a private like Christian school, East Texas Baptist University, and then I transferred to Northwestern. And the reason I transferred is because I didn't feel like I was going to get a true just college experience because just a lot of things took place. I was playing football there, and I just wasn't enjoying football anymore. So I was going to come to Northwestern and just try to play football there at a bigger a bigger scale, and things just didn't work out. So, I mean, I just concentrated on school, and as you know, I got really involved and active, in undergrad, and I've always been a leader. So, man, but just seeing how our population, Black men, have just always been misrepresented and not really had a voice. Like I wanted to do counseling. I always wanted to be a counselor because we never had any outlets, and just having so many issues within my own personal family and not having anybody to talk to about it, it leaves you trapped and it leaves you with these grudges and these chips on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I feel that because it's really he dropped off.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost him. Good grief. But he'll
I
be
think the connection was bad.
Yeah, I think it was too. Okay, let me get him back in here.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know if that was me.
I don't know. I
Was that
think
me?
But yeah,
it just dropped you off. But yeah, people hit me up in the people hit me up in the chat. they hit my messenger instead of hitting the chat. But anyway, I like I said, like when I went into school, I was going for nursing at first, and then
I remember that.
I wanted to help heal people. But then when I got into like clinicals and stuff like that, I started seeing that it wasn't actually what they had set it out to be. A lot of people was in the beds with sores and all that stuff, and I couldn't physically see people like that. Like, and then the nurses around there just walking past them. I'm like, you need to roll them over. You need to take care of these people. They at the end. They at the end, and you just doing them that way. So my biggest thing was like once I figured out, I went and got my degree in psychology.
Jason, I think we chopping up a little bit, bro.
Yeah, we are. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Let me check my connection real quick. Yeah, I'm good. I think you good. It might be my mic, but I might have to put it back. Might have to put it back in there just real quick. Let me see if it worked better now.
a lot of people just what the problem is they don't
Sound better now?
Not their fault, but a lot better.
Okay.
It's not their fault, but a lot of people just don't know how to give value.
Yeah, that's true. And like my biggest thing was I wanted to go back and pursue counseling and stuff like that, but then I had so many shortcomings because I wasn't being responsible, so I had to just hey, I can't do it right now. I already had my son already going through, but I was also able to get myself into a position to where I had enough income. But my biggest thing was, like I told you before, I'm going to this job and I'm putting everything in, getting the same check and getting treated like nothing. And like I think it's something wrong with the platform of when you look at a job. Because when you start off, you go in, like I said, go in entry level, then you have to work your way up. And then once you work your way up, it's a block. Either they're gonna let you get to the next level or they're not. And I always thought about this because I look at while we were doing a podcast, I was thinking and I was thinking this in my head. When you come to a job, you look at the job, they sign a contract, they tell you how many hours you're gonna work. You go there, you get mediocre insurance, you get mediocre dinner, you get uh, a 1 week vacation, and then you expected to do all of this stuff for the hourly rate that you getting paid to do. And it's insanity because you're taking all of your time away from your family and helping build them. So I always just looked and I was like, hey, I gotta find another way. I just couldn't accept the bi-weekly insult, like I said, the check, which wasn't a check. It was just it was me getting checked. I'm checking myself by listening to them and not taking the risk and going and start my own business.
Man, I lost my job. My last day of working was the last day of September 2019. So ever since October 1st of last year, I've been unemployed. I haven't had no income coming in. They denied my
Hey,
unemployment.
we can't really hear
So
you,
like I,
Jason.
oh, so like
Can
I
y'all
said,
hear?
Mhm.
I can hear y'all. Y'all can hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, he dropped out again. Go ahead.
I think that's him.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. He'll come back.
So yeah, so I lost my I lost I lost my job 37. All I got is a high school diploma. So and I've always built up. So I had a moment where I asked myself, like, start over, entry level, work your way up. 4 or 5 years from now, they want to say, "Oh, we don't need you no more."
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop them from saying that. You can't stop them from saying that. Now you're gonna be what, 42, 43? Then you're gonna have to start all over again. Why not just
Mm.
build your stuff up this time? Why not just figure out what you need to do to build your business up? Because you're gonna work hard regardless of who you go work for. Go work hard for yourself. Go figure out what you need to do. And ever since then, I started immersing myself in knowledge about how to make
Yeah.
money from home, how to be an entrepreneur, how to be this. And you're amazed what you find when you look for it. But so many people don't even want to look for it because they don't understand. Like it does take a certain type of person to be an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody. I'm not going to sit there and say that it's not for everybody because it takes discipline, it takes faith, and it takes dedication. Some people need to be told what to do. Some people need to be told exactly what time to come to work and what time. Some people need that. That wasn't for me because I thought about it like, man, I'm 37. I can go build this company up, and then once they done with me, they're gonna throw me away and not care about what I need. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, I'm not doing that again to not myself or my family. And ever since then, man, I just been fully immersing myself on whatever it is I need to learn to make sure that we're gonna be all right.
Man,
Yeah.
I definitely feel you. I moved out here to to California, and I left a pretty decent job to come out here. Um, and then I struggled for work. And then the last job I had out here, I basically had to jump through hoops, and whatever fire rings to get in there. And then after a couple months, it was just mostly politics, because I wasn't brown nosing people the way they felt like I should, or acknowledging them. This is real spit. I'm not even making this up. I wasn't acknowledging them, or what I'm saying, or having friendly banter. Every time I got pulled into the office for this, or that, I just started falling back because I'm like, okay, well, I ain't gonna even talk to people then if I'm gonna keep getting in trouble for this, and that. Then I got in trouble for not talking to them. And then I was like, wow. And so then it was just like they basically was waiting on me to actually do something at work to get reprimanded for. And then they let me go. And then they let me go like a week before everybody went off work for this pandemic stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'm older than probably all y'all, man, and it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time.
Yeah, that's exactly like me. I was working at Jason Deli for a long time. I was working there for about I would say 4 or 5 years, and then they transferred over to a different management because the owner had brain cancer. So he sold the entire company to try to pretty much fight that, but his time was up. I'm sad to say, he knew it. So he gave his entire company up because he deemed his own son. And this is the kicker. He deemed his own son incompetent to work the company.
Mm.
His own son. So that was a big. I was like, wow, you did that to your own child. So that let me know. I'm like, wow, you'll do this to your own child. So what would you do to me? So after that, they took the possibility of advancement away because I was up to assistant manager. So they took that away, and then they just put us at regular managers and put us at hourly. So to even make what we were making on salary, that got cut. And then I was like, no, I can't work that. So I went to another place, and bro, I kid you not, I went to work for the KKK.
Wow.
Because I literally was in a business full of racists, and they did not care. They did not care. They would say stupid stuff to me, and I would literally watch them give away food to people when they just complain. And I was like, I never saw this happen at the other place that I was working. And I used to get disgusted with it because the pure thought of you giving customer service to somebody that's degrading somebody was appalling to me. Like I was telling you, remember I was telling you about the young lady that I told she was very thin, pretty lady, but I told her to go be a model. I watched the guy curse her out right in front of me. And at the point, the GM, he did nothing. So at work, I lost it. I lost it. I got the man kicked out, escorted out of the store and banned. But then I got reprimanded for getting him banned because he knew the guy that was the GM before him, and then he went and told on me. And I'm like,
Wow.
what was that? I was like, I did the right thing. I was like, you gonna be a coward and sit here and let this man talk to these people. And after that, that takes another notch out of you. So I tell people this all the time. I want you to understand. You work in a job, you just sitting there. You are a piece on a chessboard or a pawn. So when they don't want you, they just gonna get you off the board. And that's just what happened with this pandemic. They didn't even give me uh the decency to bring me in. They called me on the phone and told me. And
Me too.
I just went in and turned my keys in. I was like, y'all crazy. Y'all
I didn't
crazy.
even turn their keys in. I still got
So
their badge and
what's so
everything.
crazy? Like people don't understand. Like I'm a thinker,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that the people who really making moves are thinkers. They're not non-thinkers. So before the mass layoffs and all of that stuff, they knew what they were doing because now they're going to save so much money because them jobs are not going to be hired by humans anymore. Robotics are coming in.
That's
And
true.
when they talking about defunding the police, yeah, they're going to have more drones. They're going to have more that all this 5G stuff. Is pay attention. That's why I be trying to tell people pay attention. It's not that they didn't just do it and think the country not finna run. Oh, they got a plan. I know you've seen Flippy the hamburger robot the McDonald's ready to bring out. They already got it so where you ordering your stuff from the machine to where you don't even got to go to the cashier no more. So it's slowly but surely it's going to be less and less jobs, and they just mass fired everybody. It's about to get ugly. So if you didn't have the entrepreneurial in you, you better find it
That's true.
because it's going to be hard pressed. It's going to be hard pressed trying to find some employment because them robots going to have your jobs.
And I ain't even,
They make what they work for free after you pay for them.
you know,
You can't compete
and
with that. That's
That's
slave
real.
labor all over
That's
it.
absolutely real,
That's
man.
slave.
another thing though
So
is
yeah,
I
I mean,
want
if you ain't trying to find your entrepreneurial now, I'll pray
another
for
thing
you.
if you got a group of people, or you know you got if it ain't in you to just do it by yourself, just look and talk with people and find your tribe, and maybe you could get it with a conglomerate and make y'all business. You know what I mean? Because everything better than that what you call it that 2 week what you call it that biweekly
insult.
and so yeah,
Mhm.
and I mean, like, maybe not, maybe a lot of people are not real business minded, but you probably know somebody and you could invest, you know what I'm saying? Or, everybody can bring something to the table if it ain't just you running it yourself. I would just get on the table and talk about it with everybody, your people.
So what would be a solution to this?
But I'll be completely.
Go ahead.
I'll be completely honest with you all. That's why I think this class that we're in is so important, because if you didn't think that you could be an entrepreneur, it gives you so many different lanes to pursue. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be a face. You don't have to be a voice. You don't have to be a product. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different lanes that you can get into with this class with Brother Ben, and it's like that's why I feel like we're actually fortunate to be getting this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And
oh yeah,
I really can't wait for them to open it up so that we can sell it, which creates a whole nother avenue. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's so many different ways. Many different ways to win off of this. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I mean, I've been telling people, I've only been dropping hints. I'm not giving you the full game.
Man, listen. If I go to my because Instagram for me right now is a different venue. Right now, me on Instagram is insane. I went from like 1,000 people. I'm already at 1,500. I think by the end of this month, I'll be at 2,000 followers. 2,000 followers.
Easy.
My
guaranteed.
Inbox. How you keep doing this? How you do these videos? How you doing this? What topics you coming up? I was like, man, listen, you got to get on that digital real estate, man. I done sent so many people, just like Haseen saw me, like on his, like, I'm in the funnel, bro. I tell people all the time. 4 weeks, I made $11,000. That's
what I love. I signed up for this course to learn how to digital real estate. But Brother Ben is such a gift from the world. Like he's the dude, because we've gotten so many gems that he didn't have to add to that course. We get so many extra okay, I'm gonna give you the drop shipping. Okay, I'm gonna give you the Dave Anderson. Okay, I'm gonna bring you dude in and teach you how to get the Facebook pages. Okay, and they always looking to enhance what they don't have to. Like he could have just from the first week I signed up, that could have been it. It would have been worth what we paid. But it's steady growing. So and then for them to be like, you know what, we're gonna open this up for y'all to be affiliates too. So y'all testimonials. So when people see our growth, it's gonna sell itself. It's going to sell itself, like, because people looking at me right now, like, if my web presence has grown from.
Man, this video right here is about to lead to sales.
Bruh, listen,
for sure.
I'm gonna send this to Brother Ben after we get done, because this is what I'm telling you. This right here, this snippet that we're doing right here is legendary. You seeing the people working. This class went from went from paid to lead to digital real estate. It's gonna go to digital university next, because I'm telling you, when he unleashed that, and he unleashed me on these people, I'm like
ready, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready. Because what I always tell people, just like I told Dirk on the last thing, I told them that I have an economic plan for people, and it's going to work. It's in a movie, and it was so ingenious that people didn't even pay attention to it. And I always forget the name of the movie, but I know I'll be like, good grief, what is the name of that movie? What was it? We're
gonna wait for you to unveil it. We're gonna wait for you to unveil it.
No, I'm gonna unveil it right now. We're already unveiled it, because
I'm ready.
It's Wesley Snipes, Nino Brown. I keep forgetting this movie, man.
New
Oh,
Jack
New
City.
Jack City.
New Jack City.
New
Yeah.
Jack
So
City.
this what I tell people. When you look at New Jack City and you seen how he got to the pinnacle of power, and what did he call that place where he had? He called it the Starship Enterprise. But the way that he structured it was ingenious. So if you put that in a positive manner, let's say I have a school on the first floor. On the second floor, I got a business teaching people how to market and learn how to do this stuff. On the third floor, I have a grocery store. On the fourth floor, I have like a business etiquette class. And then from there on, you can go to work in the place, in the building. You don't never leave the building. So all your you working there, you constantly recycling your money in that one building. That's one stream of income. Once that particular building build up like $2 million, guess what you do? You make another building.
Another building.
And you keep doing it and doing it, because you look at condos and how they building business. They're building skyscrapers. They're not building the houses like they're doing it anymore. They building condos. So I'm just saying that was such an ingenious idea. And just me sitting and thinking, digital real estate, bringing that. You look at Texas, we don't have that many condos. You go downtown is losing in Houston because of the mayhem. We had 2 storms. We still could build back. The people right now, the riots, but I'm not gonna say riots, they protested peacefully. But I go downtown and I see 17, 18-year-old kids that are homeless. And they telling me, well, my parents died in Harvard. So I don't have nothing. And what bothers me about Houston, we have the most strip clubs in all that. We got all these rappers down here. Well, I can't say it's one guy that I'll say he do good, and it's Sauce Walker, but he be causing a lot of mayhem. But he is a good businessman, because I watched his business grow, and I watched him put everybody on his team on. He manifests his team to millionaires quickly. But the rest of the people don't do that. And I tell them, all you rappers are here. All you need to do is give like $50,000. If you think about how we can get out of economic destruction, we have all the celebrities, all of the NFL, baseball, basketball, black, singers, black. All they need to do is probably give 50,000. We'll be out of poverty overnight.
Too many of them already done promised that group that they're gonna be their ally forever though. So they already done sold out and said, and that's how a lot of them got what they got, is by saying that I'm cool with you. I'd rather rock with you than rock with my people. And a lot of our people done did, like Oprah, prime example, Oprah not finna ride with us. I don't care what nobody say. Oprah not finna ride with us.
That's probably
she done came after she done came after all the black men, but she ain't said nothing about no Harvey Weinstein. She ain't said nothing about all the white men, but all the Russell Simmonsons and the Bill Cosbys and the R. Kellys, and she's quick to say something about them. But Harvey Weinstein and what the other dude that killed this or supposedly killed himself, Epstein, she ain't no documentary about them. She ain't riding with us, bro. So I mean, we got to do it ourselves. We can't depend on them. Like, only person I know for sure that got dough that's gonna ride with us is Brian.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all.
Other than
maybe
that,
y'all
ain't nobody else. Brian and Kaepernick, ain't nobody else put their money where their mouth is. Ain't nobody else like, I'm willing to lose money for the people.
Go ahead.
Everybody else, they
I had and maybe you guys can help me with this because my whole energy was disturbed from early this morning. I had yesterday, last night before I went to sleep, I posted, I don't know, it was a business hustle or something, but it was this post that basically was saying that the next generation of 8-year-olds gonna know how to know about business, self-love, self-defense, blah 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 blah. And then so I woke up this morning, and one of my relatives had commented on it, basically saying if we get money, we still gonna be in captivity. Like we really, he like came in on me like that, and that's to say, do you think that a lot of with everything going on right now, that a lot of Black people feel like that, like the money ain't gonna help the situation? I personally believe the money gonna help the situation. You know, even if the times haven't all the way changed, I would still be in a better situation if I had, you know what I'm saying, that I personally could do more positiveness. You know what I'm saying? But the way he was saying it was like it wouldn't matter if we went and got the money, we still gonna be in captivity. And how y'all feel about that? Because I don't know, that disturbed my whole energy just like all day. Really, I ain't gonna even lie.
You okay? I'm gonna go first, and then I'm gonna let everybody else chime in. So, this that captivity thing is a big issue because I remember Cat Williams saying something, and I hate to, I don't like saying niggas, but I'm gonna say he used to say niggas is tigers. So how you gonna see? And this is the thing that people it outside of being Black does not understand. We are always psychologically entrapped because we never was given a fair chance to get everything like everyone else. So if we did have a fair chance, we had to work 2 times as harder. Me and Hassim are frat brothers. Like I
Okay.
remember I remember when I crossed, you know, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Hassim, we was doing the black and gold ball. Man, and I got so mad at my line brothers for not helping Hassim, and I just stopped talking to them for like 2 weeks.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, because Hassim would call me, and I was like, "Here, y'all gonna help him?" And they were like, "I got something to do." I like, "Nah, you ain't got nothing to do. You coming with me?" Hassim don't know, but probably don't know about this because I was so like I was real aggressive when I was in college. But especially towards my line brothers, like after we crossed, and I'm like, bro, let's help each other. Let's do this. Let's do this. But you know, when we young in our 20s and then we cross, we was chasing gals, and so the mindset was not there. My mindset was always like I always tell people, I don't care what I gotta do, I'm gonna help you. And he called me, I pick up the phone. I remember him calling. Yep. I was like, okay, I'm on my way. Yep, I'm on my way. I remember one time you had Haven Barnes. Haven Barnes was sitting up some decorations in the front, and Jeremy my back door was behind me. He trying to spit at her. I'm like, hey man, she on the ladder. You need to pay attention to her because if she fall, it's gonna be trouble. You trying to spit game. I'm in there losing my mind, trying to get him to think the right way. So when you say like if we get reparations or something like that, you got to understand those people that have the bad mindsets are still gonna have that. So the money that they get, they're automatically gonna go back and put it right back into the system because they, like you said, they've been trained that way. They're not gonna, hey, oh, let me go find a ghost town and go buy this town. You know how many ghost towns in Texas? Over 1,000. Over 1,000. Ghost town. Nobody in them, just buildings, houses. Nobody there. Tumbleweeds. It is one place. It's a whole city in Dallas. Oh, it's a Black Wall Street in Dallas that don't nobody even know about.
Mm.
99% black people. No white people in that city, but you don't hear about it because you know how covert and how tightly knit they are. The only reason I heard about it is because somebody I knew lived there.
Mm.
And for us to go ahead and gravitate and take that money and take ourselves out of captivity, we first have to get ourselves out of mental captivity because our mind is still trapped. So if we free the mind,
I was
the body
hmm
will follow. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say like
Hey, I just want to.
if they was to want to make amends and kick some dough, it should be like a mandatory curriculum or course you got to take, or just like, because it's gonna be like you got to go get this knowledge to get this, like even though it's yours, but because like our people went through a lot, so at least go learn about why you getting this money, at least
Mhm.
that, and within that
Yeah,
curriculum you can learn to reprogram your mind. So like, be like, if you want this reparation money, you come sit with it and see why you getting it, see what your people went through, so you can learn everything about them times. And putting that knowledge in your head it has no choice but to force you to want to. You're not gonna want to do stupid stuff after you really see what your great grandparents went through, what your great aunties went through, what
Mhm.
why you getting this check. Maybe that'll change how you gonna want to do something different with that money when
yeah,
you really know and break it down to like how this is your bloodline, how this is your great great grandma, how this was your great great grandfather that was chained to a tree and drove off with the back of a truck. So now you can see. So maybe you won't just go get that money right back to that white man.
gotcha.
I don't know.
So
Just a stupid
I,
thought.
I just want to interject real quick. I found that movie you was talking about. I don't know if
Oh,
you can see it in the background in Jack
yes,
City.
yes.
But no, it's one of my favorites. But
I ain't
man,
hearing what he say.
He's talking about New Jack City. He got the poster of Nino Brown. I keep trying to tell people,
Oh
boy.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
man, the thing about reparations, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you, bro. I feel like we're owed that. I don't. Well, I do think education needs to take place, but I don't think it needs to be contingent on you getting your reparations because it is
Mhm.
something that we're owed. You know what I'm saying? Um, People are going to pick and choose to do what they want to do with their money. You can't stop that. But a debt is a debt, and you can't make me jump through any more hoops because we've been jumping through hoops for years, hundreds of years. I don't want to jump through any more hoops to have to get my debt because then who says I satisfied or I didn't satisfy this requirement? The requirement was already satisfied when I was when my ancestors were chastised, when they were raped, when they were put enslaved. You know that's when that requirement was satisfied. You know, America knows they have a debt. You know what I'm saying? That's owed
Yeah.
to us. So give us what's owed. You know what I'm saying? But man, I think that $350,000, like that's love. You know what I'm saying? I would appreciate that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
no, excuse me for interjecting. The thing that they didn't say about the $350,000, they're gonna break it down into $37,000 in payments.
Mm.
They didn't.
Okay,
They
with
don't. So I'm cool with it, but in a way, you look at the Asian community for the bomb in a Pearl Harbor. They got $1.6 billion instantly.
Instantly.
No payments. Look at the Indians for the Trial of Tears, whatever. They got land instantly.
Mm-hmm.
How can you put a
Instantly.
stipulation on
yeah,
blacks when you just had a pandemic and you gave everybody money instantly?
yeah,
And
instantly.
being that money is fiat, it doesn't have anything to back it. Cool. It doesn't have anything. Print it out, give it to us. Let's see what we can do when we got a fair chance.
But
Right.
man, my thing is I honestly feel like we also have to hold our elected officials
Yes.
like accountable because there's already a bill out there. We have HR 40. We know that exists. but the Congressional Black Caucus hadn't said or spoke to anything about HR 40. You know what I'm saying? So when you see them come up and they do a sweeping change with police reform and how they want the police to have oversight, I mean, I greatly appreciate that. I'm all for that. However, why haven't you said anything about HR 40? Because it's been on the table since last year. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't take the death of George Floyd for y'all to come out with just sweeping, groundbreaking laws that y'all want bills rather that y'all want to implement to get everybody to get behind it, and you want to introduce it to us in your kente cloth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that irritated my soul. I can't stand that picture. Oh, I hate that picture.
Oh, hey,
And then,
open a
man,
whole
and
other
then,
30-minute conversation.
bruh, and then this is what gets me about this. So we do. They, when I tell them people when they protest, I always tell people. I've been telling people ever since this protest, for people that have children, they don't need to be out there. I'm just against that. But I understand what the people that the young people are doing. But what are you going to do afterwards? What plans do you have? See, we got to have a plan for the police reform. We got to have a plan for us getting killed. We got to have a plan for us being mistreated on jobs. We need to have proposals. If you don't have no proposals to go and vote for, and then they just telling you to go vote, you just wasting a vote because you don't have nothing to affect your people. And then we got to get dirty just like they get dirty. We got to get that bread, pool it together, and go buy a politician. And hey, you don't do this, we're gonna have some problems. Houston elected 15 female black judges, and we still watching people get slain. Not one of them judges, not one has appealed the trial, went to and said, hey, this is not right. I went to jury duty with one of these ladies. This man, a Hispanic man, he robbed the store. They gave him 15 to life because they brought up another case which was situational to that case and said he matched the situation to what happened. I'm like, and I was like, but that's not him. You don't know if he can be reformed in 15 years because the prison system that you have is unjust. It's privatized. Once they get all this, like I tell people, like I tell people all the time,
Prison for profit.
yes, you're protesting, you're tearing up all this stuff with all this 5G and all this other stuff. They're recording it. So
This stuff is
once
looking like a movie.
Exactly, it's looking like a movie. So once they figure it out,
a horror movie.
it is. So they let people out of jail. They let them out. So when it stops, they're gonna go back and get that camera. Hey, you were looting, you were doing this. Boom, the jail's gonna be full to capacity. And slavery hasn't been abolished in America. It's abolished
Especially
everywhere else. In the prison, 13th Amendment. If you commit a crime, you are liable to be a slave. So they are going to put more people in jail to continue slavery. We never had slavery abolished. They just put it into a different form, into the justice system.
So what we do, man? Because like I'm gonna be real with you, I'm over this whole system. I mean, like I know we still got to get out and vote, stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of black people like, what is the point? When we know that there's a shadow government and it's really ran by the people who got all the money. These are just people. These people that we vote for, these just decorations for us. For real.
You stop them with the money.
Yeah, but how you get the rest of us to do that? We couldn't even boycott Gucci for 30 days. Come on.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Like, I'm gonna say two things. So, one first, I was gonna say, like, remember I was saying earlier how I'm a thinker. They not doing nothing that they don't have a plan for.
Yes.
Right now, we're just going through motions. They have plans. We're going through motions. They have plans. They're not doing nothing. They're not giving anything without a ulterior motive or a plan. So we have to focus on a plan. And going back to the other thing is like, if we don't if we don't get enough people, like we don't need everybody, but we need a vast majority to, before you spend a dollar, try to see if that business or whatever you spend that dollar on service is offered by an African American, and make sure that they are getting that business, at least to recirculate just a little bit. Because if we just keep giving them the money, we're funding our own oppression. People are so ignorant, you don't realize that you're funding your own oppression. You're giving them the money to keep you oppressed. So if you
Does
put your
anybody
money
have
somewhere else,
numbers? Anybody got numbers from yesterday? Like,
Mm.
did we make an effect yesterday at all?
Mm-mm.
We
No,
didn't.
effect as far as what?
We supposed to
What do you
black out
mean?
yesterday. Y'all didn't black out. Black dollars, black lives.
I don't got no money to spend, so I blacked out for sure.
no, I blacked out.
Shit. Yeah, but I'm just saying though, that was yesterday was supposed to be today. How we do?
I don't.
I
I
didn't.
don't know. And you see, that's the
I didn't
thing.
spend $1.
We gotta. Okay,
I did my
if
part.
we're gonna deal as black people, it's 37 odd million black people in the United States of America. Every 30 seconds, a black female is being kidnapped. Every 30 minutes, a black male is being killed. So check this out: every hour, a black male or a black female is being killed by gang violence. So we're looking at the injustice of the police, but we got to stop the injustice of ourselves first. So with that being said, we have to come to agreement that we need to separate. We have to separate to ourselves because we are suffering from post-traumatic slave syndrome. So we going through the whole system of what whites went through when they exited from England. They didn't like what was going on over there, and they came over here. But what were they? They were murderers, thieves, and criminals. They still murderers, thieves, and criminals. They never changed their plan.
So how we
You
separate
can't
them?
change you can't change within you.
How we
We
separate from them
build
and
our
not
own.
go anywhere?
But
We gotta have land for that.
If we, the only thing with, like I said, when we get people to fund, like you look at Dawn. If y'all was in there when she came and Brother Ben, she got a nonprofit agency that built over 1.6 million in 4 months. So you look at that 1.6 million, that land or that city that they was talking about in Atlanta, that Jay Morrison said don't buy. No, you buy, because the land around it is still for sale, and you buy the land around it. And then what we do is we go outsource to Ghana. We go outsource to Ghana, where they already gave us citizenship because they didn't come back and get us. They already told you, hey, you can come to Ghana and get your citizenship. I'm going,
bro.
Hey, it's
I'm
a lot
not trying to go to Ghana. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man.
And that's
and I'll give you my reasoning behind it. So Ghana is literally the last place where many of our ancestors saw before they were sold into slavery. Our people from Ghana, and those people still have the privilege of living there.
Well, let's be real though. You know what I'm saying? That we were duped too. You know what I'm saying? Them people over there probably didn't know they was taking us off to slavery. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, come on, man. And then you gotta think they got guns and stuff too. You gotta think it's
they knew.
It's
they
a
knew
survival.
It was happening for too long.
Oh well, yeah. But damn, they probably fuck.
You know
what I'm saying? But they probably had them at gunpoint. We had no guns.
It was happening for too long of a time period.
Right.
No, they was capturing other Africans. They was capturing, and they wasn't selling Ghana people. They were selling people from other tribes and other nations, and then selling them off to slavery.
Well, see, this is what we have to do. We gotta. This is one thing that I will agree with. We have to get over that, because we do not have foreign allegiance with anyone else, and we need.
It's a lot of other African countries too that's offering us citizenship. It's
and just by going,
let me fall in. But Ghana, I don't know.
They're not Ghana.
But you gotta listen to this. Listen at this, Hasim. How much your house costs to get built? How much did your house cost to get built? Like roughly
Like
around 200,000 somewhere.
Yeah, I just put that out there. Yeah.
So check this out. In Ghana, they got the same house that you built for $80,000.
Mm.
So we outsource to them. We can pay them that 1.6 million and bring 900 of them over here to build that city up. So once we didn't built that relationship of business, beyond all of the other stuff that happened, we'll still have built an alliance. So once we go to Ghana, then we can go to Nigeria. Then once we go to Nigeria, because just to be point blank period, the Nigerians are one of the smartest. Then we can go from there to Ethiopia. And you see, let's bring the silk trade, like the same line that we came from over there with slaves. We can use that same line to rebuild here. Once we rebuild here, we gonna do like they said in what's this song Goody Mob had. It was a song that they had that I remember CeeLo Green. I don't know if they trying to keep me out or keep me in.
Or to keep my ass in. I don't know if the gate was put up to keep crime out, to keep my ass in.
So you think about this. We put up a fence around our community, just like they do. You see all these people on Instagram. Why you in my community? What you doing here? So we put the same stuff up in our community, just on Lake Providence. Remember when Samuel Jackson was in? Hey, you don't match the criteria to be in our town. You a citizen here? They can have surveillance, they can do all that, they can bring their people here, but they gotta check in first.
So why did Jay Morrison say not buy that you talking about that?
I guess
that town for 1.7 million.
It was a commercial real estate. He said this town was basically commercial real estate. It wasn't it was like a place for somebody to go for like vacation wise. But if you build it up, then it'll be some residential real estate. You have to build it up. You can't expect it just to be that way from dump. So I don't understand the logic in that, but I do understand the logic of what I'm saying. I'm giving answers to their solution. Because
you got answers. I like what you talking about.
But see, this is what kills me. You know, they did the Revolt Summit with Killer Mike and Candace Owen and T.I. and all them people. It was over $1 trillion in that building. Not $1 was given to fund a black community. You just arguing. That's why I say anger is the weakest thing that you can have as a human being. A debate is the second weakest thing that you can do, because you having a civil argument that doesn't have a resolution. You just arguing. What is the resolution? I gave you the answer. The Starship Enterprise.
And my brother's keeper.
I'm a CMB. We all we got. I gave you another.
We all we got.
1.6 million to the Ghanaians. So get your citizenship there. We got dual citizenship. That gives us diplomatic immunity. If they kill us over here, then Africa will defend us. More funding. Africa is the richest continent on the world. They killed Muammar because he was going to change the currency over there to gold bullion. It would have economically destroyed the United States, England, and all the surrounding countries that go off of fiat currency, which is the dollar, which has nothing to back it. Nothing. It's not.
So do you guys know that
Africa has
all of these countries,
gold, diamonds deposit, the minerals, everything you use with your cell phone is brought from Africa. So we have to get those ties with them. Look at China. You look at China right now, and they trying to. Well, they ain't doing it no more because they cut ties with China real quick. After
they coming back though.
It don't matter. They're not gonna come back and be trusted.
Hey man, I'm about to have to get off, but man, I just want to tell y'all, bro, I've been looking at all y'all social media, man. It's dope. Keep pushing, keep putting out that content, keep grinding. I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all are family. I've known y'all, and I don't even know y'all, but I feel like I've known y'all for a long time now. It's been 2 weeks, but bro, man, keep pushing, keep supporting us, keep liking, let's keep sharing, man. And Jason, you know, I'm rocking with you till the wheels fall
I
off.
agree.
And just, man, thank you for just putting me in and letting me be a part of this first podcast, and hopefully I'll be a part of many more, man.
Second episode, but hey,
Second episode, then.
I'm gonna send
Hey,
this
we
episode to
coming.
y'all so y'all can also load it up on y'all platform so you'll
Oh,
have
cool.
the episode.
Yes, sir.
All
Appreciate
right.
Thank
y'all,
you.
man. Y'all take care.
All right, later, man.
So any more
All right, see.
things to
Yeah,
chime in on?
real quick.
Go. Yeah,
Real
let
quick.
Dirt trying to get it
Real
off.
quick. Like what you were saying about the commodities and stuff. America's so scandalous. This is why they killed Gaddafi. Because he realized that America got it so if any country want oil, they got to transfer their money to U.S. currency to get oil. We dominate that. So Gaddafi was like, we finna change this. So we got all the oil. They don't have it.
They
So
don't
they
have,
killed him to keep the oil. It's all about that oil. All about that oil.
but see, this is
Like
a cold word.
y'all probably seen that
They always
Second
say
the black gold.
that, but that's not oil. That's not oil. That's black people. Black gold is black people.
I
Don't
believe that.
don't ever get it construed because they'll specify oil, but when they say black gold, they're not talking about oil. They're talking about people.
Oil.
Because if you go look,
Mm.
apartheid was in South Africa. The South Africans there now are taking back their land, and I mean by any means necessary.
Real. Yeah, you
They
can't
have
be
to
out there.
You can't be out there and you don't match their skin color. They're gonna get them.
Okay, they ain't.
They said, prime example, how you gonna steal something from me and then I come get it back and you gonna tell me I can't get something back that you stole from me?
Hey,
Nah,
I think that.
so
I don't know, but
and this is what I say. We're dealing with the bi-weekly insult. We dealing with not knowing how to build stuff in economically. So I got the plan. I'm putting the plan. Y'all see
I'm
me
with you.
now.
I'm
So
with you, brother.
it's
Use me.
imperative for people to understand it. It's not a joke. It's not a game. We just have to put stuff in action, and we have to, like I tell people, we got all these Instagram people, all these models, all these females, all the males. We so social medialized and so oversexed that all we think about is sucking and fucking. And we should be, I'm just saying, we should be trying to build. It's the truth, man.
yeah,
You
for real.
can't get past half of the listen. Every porn site is $1 billion industry. Every last
Mm-hmm.
everything that you see on Instagram with all these girls, they basically escorts. I don't want to put them out there like that, but you really got to look at it. So
Fans on.
when you thinking about all of this, what you see the destruction, how can we stop it? Separation is the key. I gave you the answer to the separation. We fence ourselves in and work on ourselves. We got to stop the games. We got to
Mm-hmm.
stop violence, and we got to start positive energy. That's why I tell people I'm a mindset strategist. I'm not a motivational speaker because I'm going to give you the answer. I'm just not going to give you hope. And by me speaking, I'm going to give you.
See, and that's perfect. Because motivational speakers, they get you all pumped up, and then they let you go, and you no direction. You don't know what to do with all that energy. So
You got to have direction.
Perfectly right with
that.
that.
Have purpose.
Yep.
And that's
perfectly right with that. Perfectly right with that.
And that's gonna be the conclusion to this podcast today, because we've been on here an hour and 14 minutes and 39 seconds.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
we had some informative information. I appreciate y'all coming in. If people that want to cash out, y'all catching this later on. It'll be broadcast on YouTube. But I appreciate y'all for coming in, being my guest. And if don't nobody love you, I love you.
I love you too.
All day, every day, and every time zone.
All right, y'all be easy.
You too, Jay. I'm about to hit you in a
Yes,
minute.
All right, for sure.
All right.